As the day's demands gently recede, and the world outside begins its quiet descent into slumber, your own journey inward commences. The persistent hum of daily concerns, the relentless pace of modern life, and the often overwhelming stream of information that vies for your attention, all begin to fade. This tranquil hour, typically reserved for passive rest, offers a unique opportunity for your mind to embark on an adventure far removed from the clamor and urgency of daylight. We are often conditioned to believe that prosperity is a vibrant, brightly illuminated arena, demanding constant vigilance and ceaseless activity. We imagine the astute investor glued to screens, the diligent merchant tallying inventories under glaring lights, the visionary leader tirelessly driving teams through demanding schedules. Yet, what if the most enduring currents of value, the most profound accumulations of true wealth, both tangible and intangible, have always followed a different trajectory? What if they have frequently chosen paths less obvious, moving with subtle grace that escapes the direct glare of day? Tonight, as you settle into the comforting embrace of your space, your consciousness is invited to drift through the annals of history and the whispers of legend, exploring those very secret routes of prosperity. Imagine the silent caravans traversing vast, moonlit deserts, their precious cargo moved under darkness, arriving not through speed, but unwavering persistence. Envision hushed vessels, sails billowing softly beneath ancient constellations, navigating treacherous waters to deliver invaluable goods, their journeys dictated by tides and the patience of seasoned sailors rather than frantic haste. Picture the markets that flourish before dawn, their initial exchanges made in quiet confidence, laying the groundwork for the bustling commerce that would later dominate the day. These are not tales of hurried conquest or aggressive expansion, but rather narratives of intelligent discretion, strategic patience, and understanding of timing that often operated outside the frenetic pace of conventional wisdom. In a modern landscape that frequently champions immediate gratification and the relentless pursuit of quick returns, the wisdom embedded in these forgotten pathways offers a profound counter-narrative. It prompts us to reconsider our relationship with effort, with outcomes, and with the very concept of wealth itself. As your breathing deepens and your body finds its natural state of relaxation, allow these stories to weave a tapestry of understanding around you. You'll discover that throughout human history, enduring value has often traveled discreetly, intelligently, and with inherent patience that defies the superficial clamor. Just as your sleep diligently restores your physical being, providing a vital, unseen renewal, so too does time, in these narratives, reveal itself as the ultimate multiplier, the silent partner in the accumulation of true worth. It's a powerful lesson in trust. Trust in processes that unfold beyond our direct, moment-by-moment supervision. This journey tonight is not about seeking quick answers or immediate solutions. It is about cultivating a deeper, more peaceful perspective on prosperity. It is about understanding that some of the most profound and secure forms of wealth are not born from constant, stressful vigilance, but from the quiet confidence that allows processes to mature, values to deepen, and resources to multiply through the patient work of time. When the soft veil of sleep eventually descends upon you, you will rest with the calming realization that your own inner and outer well-being, much like these ancient, unseen currents of abundance, is also steadily, securely, and silently traveling towards its own flourishing. Beyond the mere transport tangible wealth, consider the foundational acts of creation that similarly unfold in quietude, setting the stage for prosperity generations hence. Imagine those early visionaries who, rather than simply trading already harvested goods, chose to cultivate resources with distant horizons in mind. They weren't moving existing value. They were planting it, trusting that what germinated slowly in the unseen soil, beneath the moon's indifferent gaze, would one day yield abundance far exceeding any quick gain. This quiet foresight, a deliberate investment in processes that mature over seasons and lifetimes, embodies a profound form of strategic patience, creating a legacy that ripples through time long after the initial effort is forgotten by the hurried world. Furthermore, many forms of true abundance aren't physical at all, yet their accumulation follows equally discrete pathways. Think of the gradual mastery of a craft, the deep understanding gleaned from years of dedicated study, or the nuanced wisdom acquired through lived experience. These intellectual and relational assets aren't typically displayed in grand marketplaces. Their value is often recognized first in hushed conversations, in the quiet deference shown to an elder's counsel, or in the seamless execution of an expert's hand. Such specialized knowledge, cultivated away from the clamor of public acclaim, becomes an invaluable currency, discreetly exchanged within trusted circles, granting access and influence far more potent than any fleeting fortune. Consequently, embracing this philosophy often necessitates a significant internal shift, a relinquishing of the constant need for overt control and immediate validation. It's akin to the vintner who carefully tends a vineyard, but then trusts the slow, intricate alchemy of fermentation and aging to transform simple grapes into a complex, coveted vintage. The true work, the true creation of value, occurs in the dark, in the quiet, in the patient waiting. This deep-seated confidence allows for a profound sense of calm, understanding that genuine growth often thrives not under constant scrutiny, but through a respectful, allowing posture, permitting the unseen forces of time and process to do their intricate work. Another crucial layer is the insightful recognition of underlying currents and patterns that guide the flow of opportunities. While many react to the froth on the surface, those who navigate these secret routes often possess an acute ability to discern the deeper tides, whether in societal evolution, technological shifts, or the ebb and flow of human needs. This isn't about clairvoyance, but rather a cultivated sensitivity to subtle indicators, a capacity to interpret whispers from the future rather than shouts from the present. Positioning oneself within these emerging flows, often far ahead of conventional perception, enables one to harness a different kind of momentum, a quiet advantage that builds inexorably. Building on this, however, is the power of silent networks, the web of trust and reciprocity woven through discrete interactions over extended periods. These aren't the boisterous, publicly announced partnerships, but rather the quiet understandings, the unwritten agreements, the mutual respect forged in shared experiences and reciprocal support. Such relationships, cultivated with care and sincerity, become resilient channels for information, resources, and opportunities that never surface in public forums. They represent an invisible infrastructure of collaboration, a sturdy foundation of shared interests that can weather storms precisely because they are not overtly exposed to every passing tempest. Ultimately, the profound security that arises from these discrete approaches provides a unique peace of mind. When your investments, your knowledge, your relationships, and your contributions are rooted deeply, cultivated patiently, and allowed to mature in their own time, they become less susceptible to superficial market fluctuations or the fickle whims of public opinion. This security stems not from constant defense, but from the inherent robustness of value built with intention, integrity, and a clear understanding that true wealth is a long journey, often undertaken with quiet confidence, allowing the quiet work of time to amplify and secure its true essence. Now, consider the quiet strength often found in strategic restraint, a deliberate pause that frequently precedes the most profound shifts in value. Imagine a seasoned prospector, not frantically digging every promising seam, but patiently observing the geological shifts, understanding that the richest veins often reveal themselves only after a long, unhurried exposure to natural forces. This form of wisdom suggests that sometimes the greatest contribution to future abundance isn't action, but a deliberate non-action, allowing circumstances to ripen, revealing hidden potentials that will be obscured by premature intervention. It's an art of gentle anticipation, letting the world show its hand before making a definitive move, a silent testament to belief that the right moment, precisely chosen, amplifies impact far beyond hasty effort. Furthermore, prosperity often unveils itself not through endless addition, but through profound power of subtraction. Think of a master sculptor who, by methodically removing excess material, liberates the exquisite form hidden within a block of raw stone. Similarly, in our own lives and endeavors, true value can emerge from consciously shedding the superfluous, the unnecessary commitments, the distracting complexities, the extraneous possessions, to reveal a clearer, more focused path forward. This deliberate act of simplification, often undertaken quietly, away from the consumer's clamor, creates mental and emotional space for genuine growth and innovative thought, allowing essential resources to concentrate precisely where they matter most. It's a subtle recalibration of priorities, a discreet declaration that less thoughtfully chosen often yields far more enduring and robust abundance. Conversely, Consider the often overlooked prosperity found in transformation, in the quiet alchemy that discerns potential within what others might readily discard. Picture a skilled craftsperson who meticulously salvages weathered timber from an old, dilapidated barn, recognizing the inherent character and history embedded within its aged grain, then skillfully repurposes it into a piece of enduring beauty and utility. This isn't merely recycling. It's an intuitive grasp of how the passage of time can imbue materials or even ideas with new, deeper significance, revealing a secondary life of value that was previously unseen. Such quiet ingenuity uncovers hidden assets, turning what might seem like an end into a potent new beginning, fostering abundance from the most unexpected sources, proving that true worth often lies in reimagining. A distinct facet of this discrete wealth building involves cultivating an environment ripe for serendipity, a kind of receptive preparedness. This isn't about actively searching for luck with frantic energy, but rather about positioning oneself with open curiosity, an inquiring mind, and a foundational competence that allows fortunate discoveries to organically present themselves. Envision a dedicated scientist who, through years of patient foundational research, builds a robust framework of understanding. While a specific breakthrough might arrive unexpectedly, it is the prior unseen work of preparation, the meticulous data gathering, the careful observation, the disciplined thought, that enables a recognition and capture that opportune moment. It's about creating the fertile ground where insights can bloom, often without direct, forceful cultivation, simply by being quietly ready. Moreover, the profound security of prosperity frequently stems from the meticulous design of self-sustaining systems, invisible hand that guides outcomes without needing constant, overt management. Reflect on the intricate balance of a perfectly managed forest, where natural processes of growth, decay, and renewal are understood and subtly encouraged rather than overridden by incessant human intervention. Here, the true wealth isn't generated by direct harvesting alone, but by the healthy, self-regulating ecosystem itself, which quietly multiplies its own value over time. This approach emphasizes structuring environments, be they financial, ecological, or personal, in such a way that they organically tend towards flourishing, minimizing the need for vigilant oversight and maximizing the inherent power of natural rhythms. This allows for a deeper, more enduring form of abundance to emerge, often unnoticed by those focused solely on immediate inputs and outputs, fostering a profound sense of calm. The world often celebrates the flamboyant and the visible, applauding grand gestures and immediate impacts. Yet, an equally potent, often more enduring, form of leverage can be discovered in the deliberate absence of fanfare, in an understated presence. Consider the master craftsman whose exquisite work speaks for itself, without the need for boisterous marketing or public acclaim. Their reputation quietly expands through discerning appreciation of a few, rather than the transient noise of mass advertising, cultivating a loyal following that values authenticity and quality above all else. This subtle approach grants them a unique freedom to innovate and focus, unburdened by the relentless pursuit of fleeting trends, securing a prosperity that steadfastly endures across generations. Building upon this, consider how sustained value frequently stems not from a single, dramatic declaration, but from the cumulative effect of seemingly minor decisions, meticulously executed and consistently applied over extended periods. It is a relentless, almost imperceptible refinement of a process, the incremental deepening of understanding, or the steady accumulation of small, valuable insights that truly compounds. Imagine a seasoned farmer who, year after year, dedicates quiet effort to improving soil quality through methods unnoticed by a casual observer. This patient, often solitary diligence eventually yield harvests of unparalleled quality and resilience, creating an unassailable advantage that far outlasts more spectacular yet volatile gains. This quiet persistence creates a robust foundation, built brick by careful brick, in the absence of any immediate grand unveiling. Furthermore, an enduring form of abundance arises from the deliberate cultivation of an unimpeachable reputation, not through overt self-promotion, but through an unwavering commitment to quiet excellence. Consider the architect renowned for an absolute dedication to reliability and structural integrity, whose projects, though perhaps not always the most extravagant in design, consistently withstand the test of time, both functionally and aesthetically. Their esteemed standing is forged in the silent commitment to delivering quality, solving intricate problems with understated ingenuity, and honoring agreements without public spectacle. Such a reputation, painstakingly earned through years of dedicated, discreet service, acts as an invisible magnet, drawing forth opportunities and trust effortlessly, often whisper between satisfied clients. This provides a secure and sustainable flow, requiring no boisterous salesmanship. Moving beyond tangible assets, consider the quiet yet profound power derived from strategically deploying non-monetary resources. Investing one's focused attention, honing deep listening skills, or skillfully connecting disparate ideas can yield disproportionate returns in influence and insight. Envision the astute negotiator who dedicates hours simply to understanding the other party's unspoken needs and underlying motivations, rather than immediately presenting demands or counteroffers. This hidden effort, unseen by onlookers, constructs bridges of understanding and reveals pathways to mutually beneficial outcomes that more aggressive, overt tactics would invariably obscure. True value, in these instances, is forged in the invisible realm of human connection and nuanced comprehension, accumulating a wealth of social capital that quietly underpins all future collaborative prosperity. A profound and often overlooked dimension of this discrete prosperity involves the nurturing of a distinctive, long-term vision, pursued with an almost monastic dedication, far removed from prevailing noise of the marketplace. Think of the visionary inventor who toiled for years in a secluded workshop, methodically refining an idea that initially appears unconventional or uncommercial to the broader public. Their unwavering focus, impervious to external skepticism or transient market fads, allows a truly groundbreaking innovation to slowly take shape, maturing organically. This sustained effort, undertaken in relative obscurity, eventually brings forth something genuinely transformative, creating an entirely new category of value rather than merely competing within existing ones. The initial journey is one of quiet conviction, allowing the idea to gain its inherent strength and unique voice before its grand, yet often understated, unveiling. Ultimately, embrace the subtle art of observing deep societal undercurrents and adapting with quiet agility, rather than reacting superficially to surface-level trends or fleeting headlines. Imagine a community leader who, instead of chasing immediate grants for popular but often short-lived initiatives, dedicates years to understanding the deep, evolving needs and latent aspirations of their constituents. They cultivate a nuanced comprehension of demographic shifts, cultural evolutions, and the authentic pulse of local life. This patient, observant approach enables them to proactively design programs and foster environments that genuinely serve long-term well-being and robust prosperity, often achieving impact that is profoundly rooted and self-sustaining, continuing its quiet work long after the initial, overt efforts have faded from public memory. It's about a deep, quiet resonance with the authentic flow of life itself, allowing one to move with rather than against its powerful, unseen currents. As the mind drifts further into the quiet contemplation of prosperity's hidden currents, a unique dimension emerges: the profound power of observing and interpreting the intricate dance of complex systems, a level beyond mere societal trends. Consider a master ecologist, not simply cataloging species, but discerning the subtle, long-term cycles of a river delta, how the sediment deposits over decades, how the water salinity changes with the lunar phases, how the very geology shifts beneath the surface. This deep, patient observation, unhurried and unburdened by immediate outcomes, reveals leverage points of profound, sustainable influence that remain entirely invisible to the casual glance or the hurried analysis. It is through this quiet understanding of interwoven dynamics that true, robust abundance can be nurtured, not forced. Furthermore, a significant conduit for enduring value lies in the subtle force of genuine ethical alignment and a profound commitment to contribution, far removed from any quest for recognition. Imagine a small enterprise that, without public fanfare or marketing campaigns, meticulously ensures every step of its supply chain uplifts local communities and preserves natural resources, driven purely by an intrinsic belief in responsible stewardship. This unwavering, quiet integrity, embedded deep within its operational DNA, subtly attract a loyal patronage and synergistic partnerships, forming a magnetic field of trust and shared values. Such an organization thrives not on aggressive outreach, but on an almost gravitational pull, drawing resources and opportunities precisely because its actions resonate with a higher purpose, building a resilient prosperity that withstands fleeting market fads. Another powerful yet discreet approach involves the deliberate cultivation of a vast portfolio of optionality, a reservoir of diverse, low-cost pathways kept open, rather than committing prematurely to a single high-stakes trajectory. Picture a seasoned explorer who, before venturing into uncharted territory, carefully charts multiple potential routes, gathering intelligence on each, acquiring the necessary skills and resources for varied contingencies, yet making no definitive choice until the landscape itself reveals the optimal path. This is an indecision. It's a strategic act of retaining flexibility, ensuring that when a hidden opportunity emerges or an unforeseen challenge arises, one is already positioned with a prepared, low-risk alternative. This quiet readiness minimizes vulnerability and maximizes the ability to capitalize on emergent possibilities that would overwhelm a more rigid approach. Consequently, profound enduring wealth can be found in the art of silent stewardship, fostering collaborative interdependence without ever claiming credit. Consider the quiet mentor who invests countless hours in guiding emerging talents, providing resources, opening doors, and offering insights, all while deliberately stepping back to allow their protégés to shine, to claim their own achievements. The mentor's true prosperity isn't measured in accolades received, but in the collective success of those they uplifted, creating a robust network of capable, grateful individuals. This selfless cultivation of others' flourishing, though often unseen, forms an incredibly strong, reciprocal ecosystem where collective abundance becomes a secure foundation for all, multiplying value through shared growth and mutual support, far beyond what any single entity could achieve alone. Moreover, a fundamental, often overlooked, route to genuine prosperity lies in the unwavering preservation of one's core identity and authentic voice, particularly when faced with external pressures to conform or assimilate. Envision an artist who steadfastly refines their unique style over decades, refusing to chase popular trends or dilute their distinct vision, even when financial pressures loom. This quiet, persistent commitment to their genuine artistic truth, even in obscurity, eventually cultivates a profound, irreplaceable demand for their work. Their singularity, forged in the fires of personal conviction, allows them to stand apart, their authenticity becoming a powerful, almost sacred currency that attracts those who genuinely seek deep, original value. This unyielding integrity creates a profound, unassailable form of wealth, impervious to the whims of the transit, ensuring a legacy that resonates far into the future. As your understanding of prosperity's veiled pathways deepens, consider a strategy rooted in deliberate, sustained obscurity, a quiet growth away from a clamor and competitive scrutiny. Picture a groundbreaking innovation, nurtured in a clandestine laboratory or a garage workshop, shielded from the insistent demands of public opinion or the predatory gaze of established players. This initial period of non-visibility isn't a lack of confidence. Rather, it's a profound strategic choice, allowing a nascent idea or enterprise to mature organically, to iterate and refine its essence without the pressure of immediate validation or the threat of premature imitation. Such an approach enables a fundamental strength to coalesce, build upon genuine merit and quiet perfection, until its foundation is so robust, its offering so compelling, that when it eventually steps into the light, it does so with an unshakable resilience, commanding attention by virtue of its developed excellence rather than transient hype. Beyond these external strategies, a powerful, often unseen wellspring of enduring well-being resides in cultivating an internal moat of personal fortitude and intellectual resilience. This isn't merely about financial buffers, but about the profound mental and emotional robustness that allows one to navigate setbacks, absorb shocks, and sustain focus amidst unpredictable currents. Imagine a seasoned mariner, not defined by the calm waters they sail, but by their unwavering equanimity during the fiercest gales, their capacity to remain clear-headed and decisive when chaos surrounds them. This inner steadfastness, forged through disciplined introspection and a deep understanding of one's own capabilities, acts as an invisible shield, safeguarding all other forms of progress. It allows for continuous, albeit sometimes slow, advancement when others might falter or abandon their course, ensuring that one's journey toward greater abundance remains uninterrupted by external turbulence. Another dimension to this quiet cultivation involves the astute aggregation of information from sources often deemed insignificant or overlooked by the general populace. This is distinct from simply discerning existing trends. It involves a meticulous, patient collection of granular, disparate data points, be they subtle shifts in niche markets, forgotten historical anecdotes, or seemingly unrelated scientific observations, which, when carefully synthesized by a discerning mind, unveil profound, actionable insights unavailable to conventional analysis. Think of an antique dealer who spends decades not just buying and selling, but meticulously researching the provenance of every object, connecting obscure makers with forgotten techniques, and cross-referencing auction records. Their accumulated, unique knowledge allows them to identify true value where others see only dust, granting them an almost prescient understanding of rarity and demand. This bespoke library of insight becomes an invaluable proprietary asset, generating prosperity through unique discernment. Expanding on this notion, consider the wisdom found in aligning one's efforts with the deeper, often overlooked cycles that govern not just economies, but also natural systems, human creativity, and the very rhythms of attention. This goes beyond understanding seasonal demand. It's about recognizing the long arcs of innovation, the ebb and flow of societal focus, or even the periods of deep rest and vigorous activity inherent in natural ecosystems. True prosperity in this context is not a constant, aggressive push, but a graceful dance of synchronization, knowing when to plant and when to harvest, when to build in quiet preparation and when to reveal. A master gardener doesn't force a plant to bloom out of season. They understand the inherent wisdom of dormancy and growth, working with a natural cadence to achieve the most bountiful yield. This profound harmony allows for an almost effortless unfolding of potential, minimizing friction and maximizing the impact of every carefully timed endeavor. Often, the most profound currents of wealth flow not through acquisition, but through the vigilant, unspoken commitment to preservation and maintenance. Think of the intricate, often invisible networks that support a thriving metropolis. The engineers meticulously inspecting subterranean conduits, the specialists quietly safeguarding digital infrastructures, or the silent teams ensuring the integrity of ancient archives. These foundational efforts, rarely celebrated in public discourse, constitute an indispensable layer of prosperity. They avert catastrophic losses, uphold continuity, and painstakingly extend the lifespan of valuable assets, acting as the quiet custodians of future possibilities. Without their diligent, unseen labor, the visible pinnacles of success would inevitably crumble, demonstrating that a significant portion of true abundance is found not in building anew, but in the steadfast, inconspicuous work of keeping things intact and functional. Furthermore, considerable leverage in shaping one's destiny often stems from the discerning application of strategic ambiguity. This is distinct from deception. Rather, it involves a judicious withholding of complete information or precise intentions, allowing situations to unfold organically before committing fully. Consider a seasoned diplomat navigating delicate international relations, where a precisely worded non-committal statement can maintain vital channels of communication and prevent premature escalation, opening pathways that clear, immediate declarations might have foreclosed. Such a nuanced approach creates space for emergent solutions, preserving a multitude of options and allowing for adaptation as circumstances evolve. The prosperity generated here is born from flexibility and the ability to steer outcomes gently, without rigid pronouncements that could unnecessarily constrain future possibilities. Moreover, a powerful yet subtly deployed mechanism for value creation resides in what might be termed temporal arbitrage, specifically when executed with an unhurried, almost imperceptible hand. This involves recognizing deep discrepancies between current market valuations and a truly long-term, patient understanding of inherent worth, then acting on that discrepancy when others are distracted or short-sighted. Picture an astute art collector who acquires particular artists early, undervalued pieces years before their genius is widely acknowledged. This isn't just foresight. It's the quiet patience to wait through decades, allowing the market to eventually catch up to their initial, solitary judgment of profound artistic merit. The wealth accumulates not through active trading, but through a deeply informed, sustained conviction that allows the passage of time to reveal and amplify a pre-existing, yet unrecognized, intrinsic value. It's a testament to belief in latent potential, unfolding quietly over extended durations. Building on this, considerable prosperity can be cultivated within private ecosystems of value, carefully curated environments where exchange and growth occur according to bespoke principles, largely decoupled from external market fluctuations. Imagine a tight-knit collective of highly specialized artisans who, rather than competing in mass markets, establish a reciprocal system of resource sharing, knowledge transfer, and collaborative commissions among themselves. Within this closed loop, unique skills are honed, mutual support is paramount, and value is exchanged based on qualitative merit rather than purely quantitative metrics. Such ecosystems foster a deep sense of security and collective advancement, where individual contributions are magnified through synergistic collaboration, creating a rich internal economy that thrives on its exclusivity and shared dedication to excellence, generating profound, self-sustaining abundance that is robustly insulated from broader volatilities. Finally, for many, the ultimate secret route to a profound and resilient form of prosperity is found in the relentless pursuit of radical self-sufficiency and autonomy. This transcends mere personal savings. It embodies a deep-seated commitment to developing capabilities and resources that significantly reduce reliance on external systems or unpredictable market forces. Consider the community that quietly invests in localized energy grids, sustainable agriculture, and skill-sharing initiatives, gradually reducing its dependence on distant supply chains and volatile global markets. This deliberate decoupling builds an inherent resilience, a quiet strength that ensures fundamental needs can be met and value can be generated, even when external systems falter. Such autonomy is not isolation. It is a foundational strength, allowing for freedom of action and a peace of mind that itself constitutes an invaluable form of wealth, ensuring continuity and self-determination against unforeseen challenges, a quiet declaration of unwavering self-reliance. When your sleep eventually embraces you, let this vision of robust independence accompany you into profound rest, knowing that your inner and outer landscapes are tending towards unwavering self-possession. Now, let us delve into a more nuanced aspect of prosperity's clandestine paths, exploring the quiet strength derived from discerning emergent patterns within seemingly disparate information, rather than simply reacting to established trends. Imagine a seasoned meteorologist, not just analyzing standard weather maps, but meticulously observing subtle atmospheric pressure shifts across vast, unpopulated oceans, recognizing faint, nascent structures that hint at long-term climate transformations. This profound skill lies in perceiving the faint whispers of future realities within the background noise of the present, allowing one to position endeavors with an almost prophetic understanding, far ahead of conventional perception. This deep observational acumen, patiently cultivated away from the immediate clamor, becomes an invaluable asset, enabling strategic foresight. Furthermore, consider the potent force of deliberate understatement, not merely as a matter of humility, but as a strategic choice that invites deeper engagement. An ancient storyteller, for instance, might offer a tale with carefully chosen ellipses and evocative, yet sparse, descriptions, leaving intentional gaps in the narrative. This deliberate incompleteness doesn't diminish the story. Rather, it compels the listener to actively participate, to fill in the unseen details with their own imagination and experience, making the narrative profoundly personal and memorable. In a similar vein, allowing others to invest their own meaning into an endeavor, rather than spoon-feeding a complete vision, can foster a more robust sense of ownership and shared purpose, building a resilient connection that surpasses mere transactional value. Another crucial dimension lies in the cultivation of decentralized, almost invisible networks of shared context and subtle mutual reinforcement. Think of communities formed by amateur enthusiasts, perhaps those dedicated to restoring antique timepieces or preserving rare botanical specimens. These individuals connect not through formal agreements or overt business dealings, but through a shared passion and a quiet, almost unconscious exchange of specialized knowledge, tips, and insights. This organic, non-hierarchical collaboration often generates unexpected innovations and sets new informal standards within their niche, creating a collective wisdom and a wellspring of latent opportunity that might never materialize in a more structured, visible environment. Their prosperity blossoms from genuine resonance, not competitive display. Conversely, a profound advantage can be found in the strategic shedding of overt markers of success, allowing for a freedom of movement and focus that is often constrained by public expectation. Picture a highly celebrated artisan who deliberately chooses to work from an unassuming, almost hidden studio, bypassing the need for opulent displays or high-profile addresses. This choice is not an act of self-effacement, but a conscious decision to prioritize the integrity of their craft and the purity of their creative process. By operating beneath the radar of conventional status, they attract a clientele that values authentic mastery over fleeting prestige, granting them an unparalleled agility to innovate and remain true to their vision, unburdened by external pressures or the relentless pursuit of visible accolades. Moreover, the deep leverage inherent in mastering the art of attentive waiting, a nuanced skill distinct from mere patience, offers a unique path to uncovering hidden opportunities. Imagine a wilderness tracker moving with unhurried grace through dense terrain, not rushing forward but constantly sensing subtle shifts in the wind, identifying faint, almost imperceptible tracks, and interpreting the quiet language of the environment. This profound, active engagement with the unfolding present moment allows them to perceive opportunities and dangers that remain entirely invisible to those who move with haste. It's about cultivating a heightened state of awareness, letting the environment reveal its secrets, and only then making a decisive move, thus aligning oneself with the inherent rhythms of the world, minimizing wasted effort and maximizing impact. Finally, consider the quiet resilience forged through embracing cyclicality, understanding that periods of apparent decline or dormancy are often not setbacks, but essential prerequisites for renewal and greater abundance. A seasoned farmer, for instance, understands the profound wisdom of fallowing a field, allowing it to seemingly rest and lie unproductive for a season or two. This deliberate period of apparent idleness is, in fact, crucial for regenerating soil fertility, breaking pest cycles, and preparing the ground for future, more bountiful harvests. True prosperity, in this context, recognizes that growth is not a linear, endless ascent, but a dynamic process that integrates periods of withdrawal and quiet regeneration, ensuring the long-term health and vitality of all endeavors. When sleep comes for you, allow this understanding of restorative cycles to bring a deep sense of security and trust in the natural flow of all things. Reflecting on this expansive journey we've undertaken together, one begins to perceive a profound shift in the very architecture of what constitutes lasting well-being. We have wandered through realms where value, both tangible and intangible, often thrives not in the harsh glare of constant oversight, but within the gentle shadows of discretion and unhurried evolution. This intricate tapestry, woven from threads of patient observation and quiet cultivation, reveals that the most enduring forms of flourishing are rarely born from frantic pursuit, but rather emerge from a deeper attunement to underlying rhythms and unseen forces. It's an understanding that challenges a pervasive narrative of overt exertion, suggesting instead a more elegant dance with the currents of time and circumstance. Drawing these diverse strands together, we witness a compelling convergence of principles: the potency of a carefully chosen pause, the wisdom of allowing processes to mature in their own cadence, and the strategic grace of knowing when to withhold and when to gently guide. This isn't merely about making astute decisions. It's about cultivating a sophisticated relationship with time itself, recognizing its often underestimated power as a silent partner in multiplication. Such an approach fosters an intrinsic resilience, a quiet strength that emanates from foundations built not on fleeting trends or public acclaim, but on an almost organic growth, deeply rooted and naturally sustained. It speaks to an artistry of subtle influence, where impact is achieved through precision and discernment rather than forceful declaration. Indeed, the cumulative effect of these insights points toward a security unlike any found in mere vigilance. It is a peace of mind born from trusting the innate capacity of well-constructed systems and deeply cultivated relationships to thrive independently, requiring less constant intervention than we might instinctively believe. We have explored how robust prosperity is often a testament to the elegant simplicity of shedding the superfluous, of concentrating energy on what truly resonates, and a discerning value in transformations that others might overlook. This quiet alchemy transforms the seemingly mundane into the profoundly significant, creating a kind of abundance that is not easily disturbed by external fluctuations because its core strength lies within. As we pivot towards the culmination of our shared reflection, consider how these various forms of discrete stewardship coalesce into a holistic sense of well-being, transcending purely material gains. The deep satisfaction found in contributing quietly, in fostering genuine connection without seeking overt credit, or in building platforms for others to flourish, illuminates a different definition of richness. It's about creating an internal reservoir of resilience and understanding, allowing one to navigate the world with an unwavering calm, secure in the knowledge that genuine value is nurtured and protected by an unseen, self-reinforcing dynamic. This internal steadiness becomes an invaluable currency, a buffer against uncertainty, and a wellspring of quiet confidence. Reflecting on this journey so far, one might begin to sense the faint stirrings of a new perspective on how true wealth, in all its myriad forms, is truly gathered and preserved. It is a perspective that invites us to look beyond the immediate and the obvious, to appreciate the profound power of the unseen, the understated, and the patiently cultivated. This deeper comprehension suggests that the most profound contributions to our own enduring well-being, and indeed to the world's, often unfold through deliberate, almost imperceptible acts of wisdom, yielding harvests far richer and more resilient than any hastened effort could ever achieve. This shift in understanding prepares the ground for a deeper embrace of how our quiet inner world can profoundly shape the external landscape of our flourishing. As the echoes of these ancient tales begin to soften and the mind prepares for its own nightly descent into restorative quiet, we arrive at a profound juncture. We have traversed not just historical routes and legendary seas, but also the deeper currents of human ingenuity and patience, unveiling a narrative where true prosperity often dances to a different, more subtle rhythm. This journey wasn't about the grand proclamations or the dazzling displays, but rather the silent architecture of fortune, built brick by careful brick in the unassuming corners of time and endeavor. It is a testament to the power of growth that unfolds beyond the immediate glare, inviting us to reconsider our very understanding of abundance. The deepest revelation from these quiet pathways is that authentic, lasting value is seldom a product of relentless force or ceaseless clamor. Instead, it flourishes in the fertile ground of strategic discretion, thoughtful cultivation, and an unwavering trust in the intricate work of time. Just as the most complex roots spread unseen beneath the earth, providing an unshakable foundation for the visible tree, so too do the most enduring forms of wealth, be they material, intellectual, or spiritual, establish themselves through processes that often resist immediate scrutiny. This wisdom challenges us to shift our gaze from the superficial eddies of the moment to the deeper, more powerful undercurrents that truly shape destiny. What emerges from this quiet contemplation is a unique sense of security, far removed from the constant vigilance we often associate with safeguarding our assets. It is a peace that arises from understanding that some of the most profound expansions in our lives, the most resilient forms of flourishing, are not contingent upon our continuous, active management. Instead, they thrive through an intelligent allowance, a strategic yielding to the natural processes of compounding, maturation, and organic growth. This perspective cultivates an inner calm, liberating the mind from the anxiety of needing to control every variable, fostering a quiet confidence in the inherent robustness of well-sown seeds. This journey has perhaps subtly recalibrated your internal compass, urging you to look for wealth not only in what is brightly advertised or immediately apparent, but also in the quiet symmetries of ethical alignment, the resilient bonds of unseen networks, and the potent force of vision patiently pursued. It's an invitation to discern profound in the understated, the lasting in the unhurried, and the truly transformative in that which gently evolves rather than violently erupts. As you lie in the liminal space between waking and sleep, allow this understanding to permeate your consciousness, like a quiet stream finding its way through the landscape of your thoughts. So, as your body prepares to surrender to the deep embrace of slumber, carry this quiet wisdom with you. Recognize that the most significant contributions to your own well-being and to the world around you often unfold through deliberate, almost imperceptible acts of foresight and patience. This is not merely a story told in the twilight, but a lens through which you perceive the world with greater clarity and calm. Allow the gentle currents of these narratives to harmonize with your breath, reassuring you that your own inner and outer landscapes are steadily, securely, and silently traveling towards their most profound and lasting flourishing. The true practice of this quiet prosperity begins now, within the gentle sanctuary of your own resting mind, as you trust the unseen work that continues even as you sleep.